not the one who came out of a college and decided to become an entrepreneur. And therefore, I also followed in the same spirit. I worked for a car manufacturing company. I worked with Birlas, sold the good old Ambassador car for many years. Learned a lot. Did a huge amount of research. Learned about what was happening in this industry in India, learned about what was happening in this industry all over the world. Studied very hard as to why some brands have become huge global brands and some brands have just not grown. Also learned the trajectory of growth of this industry in different parts of the world, some similar to what India is, some others which markets were similar to India at some stage of their growth. At that time, the way that people looked at this industry was that if somebody in the family cannot do anything else, then he can go and get into this business. Also an industry where there are almost 40,000 operators across the country. But I believed very strongly that there is potential for this industry to change in India. There is a huge potential that if somebody was to do a few things right, then you could break from the way that people operate this industry and make a really large business. Any company that you start, any enterprise you start, one of the things that a lot of people miss out is that they get so carried away with their idea, they get so carried away with the prospect of building a business that they forget some of the fundamentals. So I wanted not to make that mistake, so I sat with them and said these are some principles which we'll follow. So we said when we do business, banks' money that we have to pay, that money has to go at the right time. There is no compromise on that. And the accountant was told that you have the checkbook, you will sign the check, but this payment has to go at the right time, and there must be no issue on this at all. The second thing that we said is that, guy, we have some government dues, we are going to collect some taxes, we are going to collect some service tax, etc. That must be paid on time. We don't want to violate, we don't want to be in Tihar jail, yaar. We want to do business, but we want to do it honorably. We want to make sure that we are doing it right. So that must be paid. And the third thing is that we also, when we started, we took some 20 employees into these 4 locations. So we said, yeah, we want to be a good employer. So on 31st of the month, they must get paid their salary. After they are paid their salary, if there is money, we'll take money. If there is no money, there is no money. Particularly in services industries, also in manufacturing industries, you have to find people who can manage, who can build on new ideas, who can build businesses, who can manage businesses. You need that. And most companies, even today, look at finding people only through salary structures. And a lot of companies compare what is happening within the industry, what everybody else is doing, and therefore, we must also do that. Somewhere benchmark it, and that's the end of it. You'll find people. This is an area which is as critical as everything else, because otherwise you stagnate at some stage. So the way that you yourself became an entrepreneur, I think we must also take the onus of helping some other people become entrepreneurs. If you can employ entrepreneurs and if you can find people who have that entrepreneurial spirit and bring them into your organization and give them that flexibility, that freedom to think, if you can give them that kind of a canvas to paint, that is something which helps you build your business. You don't do that, you stagnate. No big business has been built by one person. You need more and more entrepreneurs as you go on this journey.